Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 2026, and welcome to Season 6 of Uncaged. We are back. My name is Mike Larkin, and I am joined, as always, by my boy, my homie, the one, the only DC himself, Mr. Daniel Crimmins. How are you, Dan?
The Lord of the Bros is broing tonight.
Yes, you are, bro. Dude, we are back. It has been a while since we have done Uncaged.
It's been a minute.
It has. I mean, we have had great 5 seasons together of just awesomeness, and season 6 is going to be no different.
We reek of awesomeness.
We definitely do reek of awesomeness.
Yes,
yeah. Playing the kazoos. What we're going to talk about? Yeah,
kazoos rule.
Kazoos rule. So does rule. So tonight's episode is going to be NXT 2.0. So we're going to look at the anniversary of NXT 2.0, the good, the bad, and what we have now. So I think the best way to really start cooking with this is NXT 2.0 debuted on September 14th, 2021. And the instant thing that I remember is that god-awful rainbow-colored logo that reminds you of something out of Double Dare on Nickelodeon. So we'll start with you on this, Dan. First, your thoughts on NXT 2.0 coming into fruition in September of 2020.
You know, it looked like somebody had like a white canvas and then a whole bunch of leftover paint cans. And they're just like,
NXT 2.0.
Like, you could tell, like, because I remember beforehand, I think this was right around the time when Triple H got sick.
Yes.
And like I remember hearing reports that Vince was going to be exerting more influence over NXT with
Bruce.
Brother Love.
I love you.
I love you. And as soon as you saw that, you're just like, yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah. I think to even add on to your point, they went back the route of like, okay, we're going to treat this as like an OVW or a Deep South Wrestling or an FCW, where we get introduced to all these new guys like the Braun Breakers, the Carmelo Hayeses, the Grayson Wallers, the Tony D'Angelos. But the thing is, we have no idea who these people are, and you're sending them out here to us, and it's just like, what are you doing here? Because
no real vignettes.
No real vignettes. It's just like, here they are. And I'm like, you end the NXT Black and Gold brand, and there's no more what we know and what we're used to and what we're so accustomed to. It's just, okay, here's these new guys in our system. This is now the new NXT. Did you like the approach of how they tried to make it like 2005, 2006 developmental?
To me, it was like when Coca-Cola changed their recipe.
Yes. I can definitely see that.
And it's like, as Mike has, by the way, we are not sponsored by Coca-Cola.
We are not sponsored by Coca-Cola.
It's or like really anything. When they change the recipe of anything, you try and you're just like, wait, no. And I get it. It's their thing. You know, it was Vince McPalpatine's thing. And, you know, I don't think he liked the idea that NXT was getting over more than the main roster was.
Yeah.
And why it's the same reason why he relaunched ECW, to know that it was going to fail.
Yeah.
He was sick of people still chanting ECW, which they're not doing that anymore.
No, and I think, to me, to add on to your point, that's what it kind of reminded me of. Like the start of NXT 2.0, I think you can agree with this comparison. It's like when ECW on Sci-Fi towards the end, you saw like the new people come up, like the Braden Walker, I'm going to knock your brains out, the Ricky O's. You had the Ricky O's, you had like Kalen Croft and Trent Beretta, the Dude Busters, and all these people coming up. Did it kind of feel like NXT at the end on Sci-Fi with the developmental?
Yeah, I would say so. Wonder whatever happened to Trent.
Oh, gee, Trent Beretta is.
I think he's an elite talent.
He's an elite talent. He's got a couple best friends by his side. Yes. Well, no, he's now part of a family, if you will.
A very callous family.
Very much. Who now has 14 members. I saw what you did there. Who now has 14 members with the addition of the former Jake something now in AEW. 14 members. And Andrade's back, everybody. Your thoughts on Jake something going to AEW?
Okay.
Here's
the fucking problem with that before I go off on a huge tangent. they're all talented people.
Very much so.
The problem is the stable's getting too big.
Right.
There was the same problem with the NWO and WCW. Even Nash would tell you years later they got too big. And when you have when you have so many people in it, it gets muddled. Like, I remember an interview with Nash a couple years back where he said that they should have kept it to him, Hall, Hogan, and maybe Pac, meaning X-Pac.
X-Pac, yeah.
And maybe one or two others, but by and large, it should have just been them.
Well, I think with me now, even looking at Jake something now, it looks like they're going to be having him in a tag team with Mark Davis. And I'm like,
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. All right. But it's just like you're oversaturating this doggone group.
I think realistically, Fletcher's going to end up, I think within a year, he's going to be a babyface.
Yes.
Takeshita, same thing. Like, I don't care for it. And the whole Death Riders thing, it's like, where's this going?
The Darby feud's continuing because he hasn't beaten Pac yet.
Darby's going to end up killing himself because,
yeah. You know what it is, too? And I'll equate this with this NXT.
Maybe he can appear on Sex Sent Me to the ER again.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Yes, folks, that was real. That happened.
That happened. And speaking of what happened, I mean, back to the NXT 2.0 front. So, mind you, when this started, this was after COVID, right? So, September 2021, things are starting to get back to being normal in the world. Like the pandemic era, the COVID era, the Thunderdome era is really on the way out, right? Like we're kind of done with the Thunderdome era at this time. So, fans are coming back. NXT is back in, the Performance Center doing its thing. You have the rise of these talents, like we mentioned, the Braun Breakers, the Grayson Wallers, the Tony D's, the Carmelo Hayeses. Everybody really showed up and showed out. Now, mind you, these are great talents, but like Daniel said, no real vignettes. It's just like, here they are. But one of the big integral parts of the start of that brand was a NXT Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0 War Games. And the NXT
was cool.
That was cool. You had LA Knight, you had Pete Dunne, you had Dion. Yeah. And you had all these people really influx there. What were your thoughts of Team NXT Black and Gold against Team NXT 2.0?
I thought it was pretty cool because if I remember right, Braun Breaker at the time was a face and he was a heel. Then
he was like a face beating LA Knight, and then he was like a heel, and then it's like, oh, we're NXT 2.0 rules, and then
which is like, okay, this is WWE, they keep going back and forth.
Yep.
Wasn't Von Wagner in that match?
Oh God, I think he might have been because Von Wagner. God, fucking Von Wagner. So
I believe is the son of one of the Beverly Brothers or Beverly Boys or whatever they were called back in the day.
Yeah, one of the Beverly Brothers, yes. So he had just come off the feud with Kyle O'Reilly where he turned on Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle O'Reilly then would go on to AEW. I think he was a part of that regime too of the heels, Von Wagner. He sucked as a heel, but he got more over when they showcased the real life, like, okay, this dude had a tumor and he almost died. And he became sympathetic, and they put Robert Stone with him, and he was a babyface, but he just couldn't get out of second gear, and then they released him. They had potential.
I think it was obvious. Like they tried and just
no, it wasn't working.
No.
But do you like the concept of them going over on Team Black and Gold and Braun Breaker is the one who got the win, pinning Tommaso Ciampa, and then that would lead to Braun Breaker beating Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship? Did you like this? The swirling, the fire, the rise of Braun Breaker at the time?
Oh yeah. Well, I think even back then, Mike, you and I talked about it. I told you back then, Braun Breaker is going to be the guy. He's going to be the next one after Roman.
I mean, I remember when I first heard the name, I'm like, oh, it's Rick's kid, Scott's nephew. And I'm like, Braun Breaker.
Are we sure Rick's the daddy? Is this some, Eddie and Ray and Dominic bullshit?
Well, he acts more like Scott than he does Rick. Oh, but no, that's my thing too, is because I'm like, Braun Breaker. What the hell kind of name is Braun Breaker? But then you find out he's like, you know what? I don't want to use my real last name. I want to be my own character. I'm like, I respect that.
I remember an interview maybe a year or two ago, and I might have been with Chris Van Vliet. I could be wrong, but they asked him about it, and he said they offered me the Steiner name. And he said they offered to let me be Braun Steiner. He said, but I wanted to go my own way, and I can respect that. It's like, because with that, people are gonna be like, oh, well, you're just getting here because you're, Rick's kid. Every second or third generation star has gone through that. Look at Charlotte.
Yep.
She has busted her ass trying to, and I'm loving what Charlotte's been doing lately.
Well, she's more likable doing the stuff with Alexa Bliss. You're showing her actual human side, her real, genuine side. The
exactly. Like, I think they tried too hard to make her dad.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't get that vibe from her.
No, I think with her, it's just you get the robe, you get the queen and all that stuff, but she's genuinely Ashley. And you could tell, like, this is the most fun that she's had, just teaming with Alexa, because you get
exactly to like, and her past face runs haven't worked because it's been this gimmick.
And it felt, yeah.
Honestly, if it were me, I would get rid of the robes.
Yep.
Stop doing the woo. Just stop that. Just be you.
Yeah.
Look at MJF, for example. That's it. People that know him are like, yeah, that's pretty much him, just dialed up.
I think with Charlotte too, like to equate it to MJF, it's like she's herself with the volume turned up. But when you just have her acting like her heel character, it didn't work because she's not likable as that character.
No, and it worked. What she's doing is working, and it's fun. Like, there's no debate how good she is. It's. I remember, her beating Rhea. That was right around the time when NXT 2.0 was kicking into gear.
Yeah, that was WrestleMania 36 during the COVID era, and then the change happened a year later. And I think with this, like we mentioned, the influx of Vince and Bruce, like you see the start of it, and there was a point where I didn't watch it for a little bit because I'm like, I can't really get into this. But then as I saw as it progressed and stuff, and I got to give a shout out to Papa Lark because my dad's like, no, you got to watch this. These young cats are doing their thing, and they were good. They were
doing it now.
And they're doing it now. And for me, this is where the question boils in before we get to a lot of great moments over these last 4 years. Your thoughts on Shawn Michaels coming in and taking over where Triple H was?
I think it's great. It's Shawn Michaels, to his credit, he's not denying his past. Like,
no,
he's even said that he did some things. He did horrible things. Like, he wasn't a good person in his youth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want somebody to run your developmental, have somebody that went down that path, that got involved in the wrong things. Shawn has not hidden his drug use, And I think to have people like that, and all the trainers that you got, Matt Bloom, aka Tensai, aka A-Train, Albert,
yep.
Giant Bernard, whatever you want to call them, I think that is a huge, huge win for NXT. And like, you've got Natty helping out down there, and I think it's been amazing. Like,
you got to also give credit to Sean Spears too, because like Sean is a lot of people too.
And you can tell, like, I think when Spears finally decides to hang it up,
yeah,
he'll be involved. And I think realistically, when Punk finally retires,
I think he's taken over Sean's spot.
Oh yeah, I could see Sean going to the main roster.
I think when I first heard about like Sean doing, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be cool because I mean he had his own school, the Texas Wrestling Academy. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be sweet. Did I think he was gonna be cooking as he's been doing now from then to now? I was like, I don't know, but I know it's going to be better than what we were getting. And
Look at Saturday night's main event on Cena's last night.
yep,
Obafemi.
Obafemi.
You know, somebody who, if you had shown someone that entrance to just the, you would have thought, if someone had told you like a year ago that like that would be getting over,
they'd be like,
you
no,
would have thought,
no.
the last walk to get over was Vince McMahon. But now, like, you are seeing memes of the Obafemi walk.
Because
Like I saw one, you know, it was a gif of him doing the walk, and I said me walking into Thanksgiving dinner as soon as I hear the dinner's ready.
yes, but that's the thing too, because he's such a big dude and he's like a stud, and he's like,
And his charisma.
it works like from a dude who just was in the breakout tournament and like won the North American title so quick, only had a few matches under his belt. He's become the best part of NXT right now.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna kill it on Raw.
Yeah, and do we know he's going to Raw for sure? Is it Raw?
So the last story I heard is that as of right now, he's going to Raw, which I think is the right call.
Well, they also signed Javon Evans during the commercial break this week on Raw.
I think it's needed. You know, I guess the plan is to have Oba right near the top, which it works. And people say, well, what, you know, they're taking that. NXT has still a good amount of people. You know, you've got Tony D'Angelo, who I'm intrigued by what he's doing.
Like, he's not doing the mafia boss anymore. He's like, I'm just this dude now who's pissed off and I'm ready to kick ass. I'm no more mafia, no more mob, no more the Don. So it works. He got rid of
that had run its course.
It had, like, we need something different, and he's doing that. It has a darker side to it. I think with them, like you saw at the end of this week's NXT, you have great people from Evolve, you have great people on NXT, you have the NXT TNA relationship. They're going to be just fine.
And if the rumors are to be believed, we have several people from New Japan who are allegedly on their way out. Big name I heard was David Finlay.
Well, his brother's there, Uriah Connors,
and his dad works for WWE, and his older brother's a former WWE star too.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Hornswoggle.
But yeah, I think he would be a great fit in NXT.
Oh yeah,
Dave Finlay, yeah. They have that new kid coming from France. Evil, okay.
From New Japan is said to be, looking.
Did you see the new kid from France that's coming in from AAA? He looks pretty good.
Yeah, he does. Also, Sonata.
The great Sonata, yes.
Who said to be looking. I would not be shocked to see one or both of them end up in NXT. Although, if I'm being honest, I really would rather see those two in TNA.
Well, Sonata's wrestling at Genesis against Frankie Kazarian and I believe Dolph Ziggler. So I think you're going to see Sonata in TNA very soon.
We all remember Sonata's last run in NXT. He's a former NXT, or not NXT, I'm sorry, TNA. He was the X Division champion, if I remember right.
The great Sonata with James Storm and the Revolution. Yep, I remember.
And I remember we also had a brief NXT run with James Storm.
Yes, for like 2 weeks.
That still bugs Triple H that he couldn't get him to sign.
Well, they offered, and I think he was like, no, I'm going to go back to TNA.
He was close.
But then he's like, no, I'm going to go back to TNA.
I think Dixie or whoever offered him just a little bit more, and they're like, take it, go. But God, we were this close to having beer money in WWE, which, Robert Roode has said he could do another few matches.
I've always loved Bobby Roode, whether he's glorious or whatever.
One more,
Bobby.
One beer money match.
That's cool. That'd be cool with me. Do you like what AJ Styles is doing now with Gunther? Like, that feud's going to be sweet.
I'm digging it. And this is what I was thinking about. And I think you and I talked about it on me and Paul talked about on the RWT podcast, which link will be down below. Cheap Pop numero uno. I compared Gunther beating Cena to Taker losing to Brock at WrestleMania 30. It was that epic moment of like, okay, you did it. What are you going to do with it now?
Right. I think with him, he made the most of it because he's getting booed. John Cena making him tap like
The
a
shirt.
Little. Yep, the shirt. He's run with it. He's the most hated guy in WWE right now.
And, I think eventually they got to turn Gunther face.
It does work with him as a babyface. Well, now that actually ties in with NXT 2.0. So, all right.
Oh, God.
You already know where I'm going with this.
I forget who the match was, but I remember, and I still remember to this day, you messaged me. I forget who he wrestled, but the end of the match, they say the winner is, and here's your winner.
Gunther.
And they're about to say Walter, and he just does the 9.
Oh,
my name
is
Gunther.
And then I remember that too, because you were like, what?
You just messaged me, you just said, so, Gunther?
Yep.
And seeing his logic kind of makes sense. He said, Walter's not going to make me any money. Gunther is going to put food on my table and money in my wallet.
So I just looked it up. You know who his debut match as Gunther was?
Who was it?
Roderick Strong.
I do remember that.
Yep.
And honestly, that whole feud that they had between Imperium and Undisputed Era,
that was prime black and gold NXT. That was great.
I can still hear the chop he gave to Adam Cole. I can still hear that.
And it's just so sad just because how they're booked in AEW now. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But give me back the days when Worlds Collide 2020, the Undisputed Era against Imperium, when they invaded that NXT UK takeover and the fucking place erupted. Oh.
And I will say, to his credit, the best thing that they did was give Gunther back his old theme.
Oh, definitely. Now, I didn't mind the Gunther, but this one has it's the Gunther theme. It's the old
classic, he's had that theme back into the indies.
Yep.
And I remember just seeing back to 2.0, the Rainbow title, which, okay, I didn't hate it, but just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, what was cool about this era too, and this also kind of ties in with Gunther, did you like how they did the When Worlds Collide and you had Braun Breaker beat Tyler Bate, Mako Satomura lost the NXT UK title. They pretty much not vacated, what the hell's the word, unified all the titles and stuff. But what did you think about them ending NXT UK?
It was unfortunate. It really was. We never really got that Finn Balor versus Gunther match that we were supposed to.
Yeah, because of COVID. I remember that.
That would have been good.
At that time, with what Finn Balor was doing, absolutely.
And if I recall, the last person to hold the NXT Black and Gold version of the world title was Samoa Joe.
Yes, when he beat Karrion Kross.
And then Vince is like, yeah, no, we're going another way. And, he just drops the title. And then gets terminated again. And it turned out well for Joe. I am so happy for him. Like, this is a Joe that we should have had in WWE. I still, to this day, say that Joe should have gone over Brock.
Oh, for Great Balls of Fire, we say that so many times. That was definitely...
He should have mollywopped Brock, and he should have had Brock
tapping out.
Which I don't think Brock's done that in WWE, like ever really tapped.
Once. To Kurt Angle.
Kirk Angel,
yes. SummerSlam 03. But no, dude.
Now, I will say this.
Hit me.
If the rumors are true, I think SummerSlam 2026 takes place in Minneapolis.
Yes.
If the rumors are true that Brock's retiring, I think it makes sense to do it there.
We've been we've been having it for wanting for so long, like Gunther, Mollywop, and Brock. It needs to be done.
Exactly. Like there was an interview with Cena where he said the whole purpose of him getting destroyed by Brock was to build Brock back up so that, he's a threat again, which, okay, but fuck are you, Brock? Which I still think it's going to lead that there's going to be something with Braun Breaker there. Like, they could say, oh, Braun couldn't get the job done, so here's Brock
Lesnar.
I mean, it only makes sense. Which, folks, by the way, if you haven't seen the Braun Breaker versus CM Punk match, go back and watch it. Was it a great match? Yeah.
Did you like
WWE?
Yes.
It was a good match.
Did you like Punk wearing the varsity jacket?
I thought that was cold.
That was that was a nice touch. That was a nice touch.
If he really wanted to troll him, what they should have done was have him come out in the headgear.
And the singlet? Yeah.
Not even necessarily the singlet, but just like the headgear.
Yeah. Okay. But no, I mean, Punk and Braun Breaker, like...
Or if he was still around, come out with Larry. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. But the thing, too, is I enjoyed the match. It doesn't hurt Braun Breaker in the slightest.
No, not at all. Like, you saw how close it came. And honestly, there were times where I thought, oh my God, they're actually going to do it.
I was there a couple times too.
That we even have to have this conversation with people is just sad. I made this point to people. Braun is the next star. Roman is on his way out. Cena's gone. It's not going to be Cody. I like Cody, but Cody doesn't have the charisma to be the guy. Honestly, you want somebody that has that charisma? Yeah. It's gonna be Braun. So where do you really want the crowning moment to be on a random ass Monday Night Raw? No. You want as many eyes on the product as possible. So here's what you do.
Okay.
Royal Rumble. Braun Breaker enters at number 1 and goes the distance. Wins.
Yep.
And then WrestleMania 42. This will be 42.
Yes, you're right.
You have him win it.
I like that. I do.
And then that is where you crown him. And you know what? I'll say it.
Yeah.
I don't see him lasting in the division all that much longer.
No, and my thing too is when it comes to like Braun Breaker and the title situation, I equate it to like what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. Like I would love to see Drew McIntyre beat Cody in Germany tomorrow as we're recording this, but I think we're going to continue with the Cody feud. I think because they want to do Cody and Randy, I think that's going to be the WrestleMania match. I think we're going to get Cody and Randy, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you mentioned guys like Braun Breaker, and we're talking about the NXT 2.0 era to where we are now.
Oh yeah.
We mentioned him as the champion, and we mentioned the unifying everything with NXT UK. NXT UK, and I'll say this because you said it was unfortunate. For me, I think NXT UK really kind of went down because, unfortunately, due to COVID, they weren't really doing a lot of shows. They went to the studio, they couldn't do anything. So they tried their best, but one of the best things about that time period. So they brought a lot of the main roster people who weren't doing nothing down NXT.
Back it up a moment.
Yeah.
The other problem was a lot of the talent that they had was over here.
Yes.
You had Gunther was over there.
Yep.
Their tag team champions, I think at the time, were Brooks and Jensen.
Yes, Brooks and Jensen.
Who are American and were over here. You had Kaiser, and you had Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel, Kaiser and
Giovanni Vinci.
You had those two over here because, at one point, there was some snafu and they couldn't leave the country or else they wouldn't have gotten back in.
Yeah, I also remember Mako Satomura was the NXT UK Women's Champion, and you didn't have Kaylee Ray there because I think they moved Kaylee Ray to NXT.
Yeah. And which, as an aside, I'm loving what she's doing with the
Oh,
secret service.
well, yeah, and unfortunately, poor Piper Niven is hurt with her neck, so I mean, they're making the most of it.
I love Kylie Ray.
She's great. Like the thing with Kaylee Ray is like former NXT UK Women's Champion, tag champ with Isla Dawn. She works. She can play funny. She can play mysterious. She has
But
that.
it's great.
She's
It's hilarious.
Her and Chelsea are funny together.
Gotta say it right, Michael.
Chelsea Green.
Or now we got Chelsea Cardona, maybe.
First of all, let's put this into the forefront. I like the fact that they started with the woo woo woo, and then it turned into Matt Cardona. So, what do you think about everybody else raving about Kit Wilson with that theme song?
I like it.
Hey, you don't have Elton Prince, so he's making the most.
Now, is he hurt or?
He's hurt. I think he hurt. He had to have surgery on like his shoulder or something. I don't remember.
I'm glad that they're giving him something, and I hate this whole thing that WWE does, where one member of a tag team goes down, and like the other person just has to like sit in creative or sit at home. Like Angelo Dawkins is hurt.
Yep.
Montez can go.
You could give him some solo stuff. Like you don't have to wait for Angelo.
Get him on TV. Like he is somebody that honestly, if something happened, like let's say for example, Dawkins had to retire. Hopefully that never happens, but let's just say hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
Montez, I think, would be perfect as a single star. You could have him on Raw, going after the IC title, which, thank God, hopefully, if the rumors are true, Dom isn't as hurt as they thought.
Yep.
So, I hate it. I hate this, when one person goes down, the other person's off TV. Because then you got to build them all the way back up.
I think the best case scenario that I always liked about this time around, like when Eric was hurt, I like how they gave Ivar a single push because it worked and he was awesome.
Yeah.
And then when Eric came back, the Raiders were back together doing their thing. And I mean, speaking of doing their thing, like we mentioned, there was a lot of superstars that came down in NXT 2.0. So a couple of names I have to mention, and I felt bad for her. Poor Dana Brooke comes down to NXT after doing nothing on the main roster. I mean, her and Mandy Rose were a team. And then Mandy Rose went down. Then Dana Brooke would come down later after that. Do you remember poor Dana Brooke getting booed when she came back to NXT? That was ridiculous. And everybody was saying she can't wrestle, and that made her cry on Twitter and all that. Go ahead.
It's stupid because Dana.
She works very hard. Ash by Elegance has been killing it. Like, I've been loving the Elegance brand.
Now, is she retired officially? Like, done, or?
I think she's like managing or still around though. I know it's her, Maggie Lee, who is M by Elegance, and Heather Reckless, who is the other Elegance, Heather L by Elegance or something like that.
And it's sad because like she had busted her ass to get better,
and then she comes back and they boo her.
Like I remember the Money in the Bank 2020, like
yeah,
that was hilarious.
She was great.
I'm like, you have Stephanie just yelling, like, get out.
Get out. But
I still think it's not going to top that. Who was it? A Cena and was it? No, what Cena was? I think it was AJ and Bryan Danielson going into Vince's office and just, you have Vince just like,
what the fuck? And then they're like, oh,
they're just like, oh.
Sorry.
And they push the chairs in, like, just a play on,
Yeah.
He had a fucking T-Rex fossil.
I remember.
Why?
I don't know, man. It was Vince. It was.
I want to know what happened to that thing.
God, I don't know. Probably sold it or something. They're probably in the warehouse somewhere.
Or in his or at home.
Yeah.
I still say he's not really gone.
Really?
No.
Okay.
You saw those things that came out in the lawsuit?
Oh yeah, was it Nick Khan was texting Vince about the booking? Yeah.
Dude, he's not gone.
I don't think he has a lot to say like he does, but I'm sure they text and talk about it like you saw.
Like I think he doesn't. I don't think he has the pull that he does.
No, but he's
still involved.
I'm hoping for a better 2026 than we had with 2025 for WWE.
2025 was the drizzling shits.
Oh God, it sucked all around for wrestling. So let's hope 2026 is a better year.
You know, we got AEW who's on another upswing. You know, they had an amazing World End.
Yep.
I'm loving it. You know, and we have next week we have TNA. You know, the debut of their AMC show. It's going to be interesting. You know, and NXT with just getting, you know, basically being plundered.
Mm-hmm.
We now have, you know, a new era. You know, this would be what, NXT 10.0?
Well, I mean, I have to say with like NXT 2.0 too, like we mentioned Dana Brooke. Did you like when Mandy Rose came in? I think that was a good resurgence for her with attraction. My God.
We had JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, which I miss seeing Gigi Dolan. I thought, you know, they dropped the ball with her.
They had something with her and Shotzi and Tatum, and then nothing.
Yeah. And now the rumors are that I just had it.
Gigi Dolan, Shotzi, Tatum Paxley.
No, current NXT Women's Champion.
Oh, JC Jane.
They're saying JC Jane's going to get called up.
I mean, we saw Blake Monroe attack Thea Hale, and then she got kicked out. Blake Monroe looks to be calling up Lola Vice. They're calling up a lot of people, man.
Like, okay, but like you've got no established stars. Like, who are you going to put the men's title on? Like Joe Hendry? No, let me hear. He must not have heard me.
But my thing too, and I agree with you because, like I mentioned, they have the Evolve, the TNA relationship.
Yeah.
But they're JC Jane. First of all, if y'all have not seen the JC Jane match with Kendall Gray on NXT, Kendall Gray is going to be next level. Like she is amazing for someone so young and who's only been with the company for a cup of coffee. She's got it, and she's going to be fucking fire.
If you really, and hear me out, it's kind of a risky move, but I think it'd be a cool idea. The NXT title is officially vacant. They did confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Santana wins the NXT title.
I like that idea. That'd be cool. The TNA superstar holds the NXT championship. That's cool.
And Mike just paid the cat tax.
Yes, cat tax. Hey, buddy. So I concur with you, Mr. Cat Tax, that we have to get Mike Santana back into the fray. I was so pissed when he lost after a month to Frankie.
Like, it was stupid.
I get it, but I don't like it. But I don't like it.
You know what I would love to see them do? Bring in Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
You know, I think if something happened, and let's say Triple H got relieved of his duties, I think Paul Heyman would probably get put in charge of creative.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels probably would be up there too. I would put Scott D'Amore in charge of NXT.
He has a creative mind with what he did in TNA and what he's doing with his own company now with
Maple Leaf Pro.
Thank you. And I think Scott has a mind for the business. He always had. And I mean, I look at it like this because you also want to talk about minds. Like we mentioned Mandy Rose, we mentioned a lot of people. Someone who has a mind who's in TNA is Nick Nemeth. Did you like Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler coming down and beating Braun Breaker for the NXT title?
It was a shocker.
I didn't expect it at the time. I thought it was nuts, but I'm like, all right, hey, they finally gave him another world title after years.
Yeah, it was just like, okay. I thought, oh, this is just going to be a quick, turnaround.
Yeah. No, he beat Braun Breaker. Then he lost the next night on Monday Night Raw.
That's right. Ciampa won the vacant title after Joe forfeited. Breaker beat Ciampa. Ziggler beat
Braun Breaker.
Him.
Yep.
And then Breaker beat Ziggler on Raw.
On Raw, the night after WrestleMania.
Not at WrestleMania, because that would have been cool.
Well, they did the stand and deliver that weekend. He lost, and then he won on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Not on Raw, on Mania itself, because you want to get eyes on your show. That
Yeah, is what it is. WWE booking people, but no, Dolph Ziggler is the NXT champion, and we mentioned Mandy Rose. I think having the influx of people also come down, like we mentioned, like people getting called up. Trick Williams was great against Sami Zayn on that promo on SmackDown. I'm excited to see Trick on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, and people are like, oh well, why is he on SmackDown?
His wife, his wife,
his fiance's on SmackDown.
Exactly,
Lash Legend.
Lash Legend. That's why Matt Cardona's on SmackDown, to be with his wife, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green.
That's better.
Thank you. But that, and I think the fact that you have Trick Williams was a great part of NXT with that NXT title. Carmelo Hayes, the fact that he's the United States champion now, and that match he had with Dragunov was amazing. Like,
give me Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes reverse roles.
With him as the babyface and Trick as the heel for the U.S. title.
Oh, yeah. That worked. And I'm so stoked that Carmelo Hayes is, the guy. Because he is somebody that he has worked his ass off and got over with the crowd organically.
I think with him, like his early stages with NXT, I'm like, all right, he's a good talker. There's potential here. And then he just exceeded that, won the North American title, won the NXT title, and he went from heel to babyface just like that, and it worked. People gravitated towards him. It was like a fire start to what would be a great career for Carmelo Hayes. Now, the other thing I do have to ask, because you mentioned Trick, we mentioned Carmelo, other people that came from the brand, we had the Creed brothers who were on Raw. Did you like the Diamond Mine stable? Ivy Nile, the Creed brothers, and Roddy?
And who was their manager?
Stokely Hathaway.
He can't get hose. He's bald.
Bald. I can't get hose. A lot of people forget
Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah, a lot of people forget Stokely Hathaway was in NXT for a brief time. Did you also like they put who is it? Gable Stevenson's brother with them? What'd you think about him? His brother, not Gable Stevenson himself, the other one.
Gable Stevenson, who couldn't wrestle out of a wet paper bag.
They tried. Like, you had this anticipated debut. They put him in there with Corbin, and it shit the bed. And it was not Baron Corbin's fault. It was not. No. It was not Baron Corbin's fault. That was another one. Did you like when Baron Corbin went down to NXT and him and Braun Breaker were the War Dogs?
See, I love the War Dogs.
They were great. Like, man. It was one of those things too where like it worked just because of the fact that Braun Breaker's this badass and Baron Corbin is this veteran that's like, hey, I'm a loner, but I still like to kick ass and take names. Like they went back to like the old school what Baron Corbin was, minus that, the hair and the lone wolf. Oh, but it was a nice elevation of it.
And the receding hairline.
The receding. Yes. So I forgot what Gable Stevenson's brother's name. Damon Kemp. Did you like Damon Kemp or you thought he was
Absolutely, he's mid. I don't even think he's wrestling anymore.
No, I think he's kind of like taking a break or semi. I don't know what he is, but either way.
I know Gable Stevenson tried to do the NFL thing.
Yeah, it didn't work.
He was with the Buffalo Bills for a cup of coffee.
Yes, I remember.
I sent you the link. I was just like, so he's a Buffalo Bill now?
He's a Buffalo Bill now, yeah. But the problem is he also had those allegations against him, and people wanted him to get fired. It's like so badly.
And then he had that one match with Corbin
that we mentioned. Yeah, that was terrible.
And it wasn't good.
No, I don't know what happened, but
some amateur athletes can do it. Shelton Benjamin,
Kurt Angle,
Charlie
Brock, Charlie
Haas, Brock, people like that.
Yeah,
Ziggler.
Yep, you're right.
Xavier Woods.
Yep. In his own right. Xavier Woods, yep.
But some people don't have it. They don't have, that personality. And it's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for everybody.
You know who he reminds me of? The other woman that we have now, Tyra May Steele, who's on Evolve. Like, they tried to put her up on NXT, like, against Chelsea Green. Like, you saw that match. She still needs a lot of work. And I think she has potential, but she still needs a lot of work.
Wasn't she the one from LFG?
She's the one who won the first season of LFG, yes. The Olympic gold medalist.
Has talent, but she's not ready yet.
She's not ready. And they tried, but it's just like, no, not yet. Not yet. But I think a lot of people that they did also have that was not ready. Like you mentioned Von Wagner, like they tried, but they didn't work with that. I think you had a lot of people that they tried to get over too. I think when you brought in people like we mentioned, the Zigglers coming back, that was a really cool, nice touch. Man, I got to also put this name in here.
I don't think we're going to see Ziggler's brother in WWE anytime soon.
Oh, boy. I'm glad you brought him up. So Ryan Nemeth, my big brother.
Cry me a river.
Cry me a river. First of all, CM Punk literally checked him and looked at him and said, bro, are we going to have a problem? And he did nothing. He just was like, no, I don't want no problems. I want no problems.
And then he went and filed a lawsuit.
And everybody's looking at him like, dude, shut the fuck up. And the timelines didn't mix. And it just is like, bro, you lying your ass off right now.
Like, you filed a lawsuit against AEW, which,
yeah,
you really think Tony's not gonna, bury you?
And he did. Yeah, you'll see Nick, but you won't see Ryan ever. Riley Pierce. But no, I think the other name I do have to mention here is because he was with Joe Gacy. We like Joe Gacy a lot with what he's doing with the Wyatt Six. Parker Bourgeois, who was also in AEW. They tried with Parker Bourgeois with Joe Gacy.
Everybody tried.
He sucks. He sucked.
He was supposed to be the next Brock Lesnar.
No, and what the hell was his name in NXT? Do you remember?
No.
I have to look at the name. So he was in NXT and Harland. There you go. He was Harland in NXT. He was the
Harland.
Just Harland. Do you remember him with Joe Gacy?
Nope. Briefly.
Briefly, yeah. But, okay, that's another one we'll mention. The Schism. It was Joe Gacy, the former Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake. And, of course, before she was the GM, Ava. Did you like that pairing of the Schism? And then Ava started to get into wrestling.
Yeah.
It was cool. It had a nice dynamic, but also for the Grizzled Young Veterans, did you like this badass serious team being like the cult worshippers of Joe Gacy? Do you think it was a nice touch, or you rather see them as the Grizzled Young Veterans?
Grizzled Young Veterans.
And Ava, do you like her better as GM, or do you think she should have stayed to wrestling?
GM.
My problem with her is her first feud with Ivy Nile, and Ivy Nile's so short and she's so tall. But you also showed how green she was.
She wasn't ready.
No, and they put her out there like that.
The other problem is, like,
The Rock.
People know who her father is. So the Nepo baby comments, I don't think were really quite fair.
Yeah, I got a little pissed about that.
Like, you can say that about Charlotte because they pushed her to the moon from the get-go.
Yeah, but when you look at Ava, like, you know who she is, but we're not acknowledging the fact that she's The Rock's daughter.
Like, honestly, I'm loving her as GM. Like, at first it was but it's working for her. Like,
you could tell she's really invested in the role and like she's embracing it. Now they could have canned her, but they're not going to can her because The Rock. But
that Dwayne's just going to say that doesn't work for me, brother.
You know who she's dating now, right?
No.
Tatiana Dumas from LFG, the Australian chick.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. Like, I saw that recently. Like, they posted some photos with her and The Rock at, like, a red carpet. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And people making a big deal over it. Like, okay.
She's a lesbian. Who cares?
Like, who cares?
Who cares?
Okay.
Okay. So The Rock's daughter's with a girl. Who cares? Who cares?
I don't think Rock cares.
Rock doesn't care. As long as his daughter's happy. But yeah, that's the main thing, man. And I mean, I think what makes us happy all in all with NXT, and I mean, we've touched upon a lot of the moments that really kind of coincide with the call-ups and the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
But I think for me is like, do you also like the influx of now we're including the AAA people, we're including the TNA people? I think this is even adds more of the resurgence to NXT to it just because of the work relationships.
Oh yeah. It's we look at where NXT is now, and they're kind of at a fork in the road.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I think it's kind of cool. Like, they didn't want Oba to lose now, and I think it was the right call. And looking at it, there's some good people that they could use to take it over. I think I still say Ethan Page is ready.
I agree. I mean, they made Ricky Saints heel finally, so that's cool. But I think Ethan Page, like that North American title gimmick that he's doing now, is awesome, especially the stuff with Chelsea Green. But the dude came in hot as hell, wins the NXT championship, then wins the North American championship. The dude has money. He has money written all over him, man.
And you know what? I'll even go so far as to say, of all the ex-AEW talent, I think he's performed the best. Say Cody what you want, but Ethan has proved he's got it.
I mean, from a guy who was mostly a tag team wrestler, and then in AEW, he was just, with what they were doing with him, and it was just whatever. And then now he's here. Like, it works. Like, they gave him all he ran with it.
If I don't get a segment with him and Danhausen, because they're friends. Like, they're really good friends. And
they're both Canadian.
That wouldn't be great.
It would be great. They're both Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who knows where Danhausen's from?
This is true. Thank you.
He beat The Undertaker at the WrestleManias. He conquered the streak.
Of course. Oh, you gotta love Danhausen, though. Very, very nice, very evil Danhausen. Yes. But
Tony dropped the ball. Hookhausen was over.
I know so all right, we got to mention this because this grinds Dan's gears so much. Hookhausen, when they started with Hook and Danhausen and the chips and everything, and you want my attention, and then they started getting the badass thing and they're getting cheered, and then after like a couple matches, Splitsville, like nothing.
I still say the reason that Danhausen was taken off TV, how close he was to Punk.
I think that was the time period. Anybody who's close to CM Punk got to get rid of him.
FTR was kind of they're different.
Yeah. Well, they're also more close with Edge than they are CM Punk.
Cope!
I
can't cope with that.
I can't cope with that. No can do.
I will say that I do love that people tried to make up that story that Tony refused to let Cope be part of like the Cena final tour, and Tony was just like, they never even approached me.
Exactly.
He said, they're like, well, if they had, would you have been open to it? And he said,
yeah.
I would have been open to it. He said there would have needed to have been some conversations, but I would have listened to the proposition.
Yep.
Like, I will say to his credit, and Mike, I've been hard on Tony.
Oh, I'm hard on Tony all the time. I'll pay you.
Yeah. But Tony, he's listening to the right people right now. And honestly, AEW's really been on an upswing.
I've been enjoying it much more than I'm not criticizing it as I used to, because if you stay on the track you're going and you get more stories, you're following the story of Mercedes' downfall, you're doing this, you're doing that, it works. It works. Just stay on course.
Yeah.
That's
don't do some stupid shit, Tony, please.
Don't do some stupid shit where you have both of us getting angry and frustrated and like, what the fuck?
And like I told people, WWE will screw themselves over. All Tony's got to do is just sit back and wait.
Well, they already pissed off Mick because Mick went.
And I'm telling you now, Mick Foley will end up in AEW at some point.
As an appearance basis? Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him on commentary.
He was good on. Well, here's the thing. When he was on commentary on SmackDown, but that was great. But I always go back to when him and Joey Styles did an ECW One Night Stand 05. Like, he was really good.
Yeah.
Like, Mick on commentary with Bryan Danielson. Sign me up.
It would be fun.
It would be great.
Him with Excalibur would be fun.
That's the thing. You have so many options to really go with right now. And I think with the options wise, I mean, we mentioned like a lot of the great stars from then and now. I did mention Mandy Rose. This I had to ask your comments on. So around this time as well, and we love us some Roxanne Perez because she's the one who beat Mandy for the NXT Women's Championship. We love what Roxanne's doing now. She's just incredible for her age and for her experience. Of course, I have to go back to the OnlyFans incident. What were your thoughts on that being Mandy's last match? And then they said,
who the hell cares?
That was like the big thing, though, because like the OnlyFans got her canned.
I still say there's some other shit behind the scenes there.
What, than just the fact that these pictures leaked, we can't have that?
Yeah. You're gonna tell me that WWE didn't do their research about this and they knew.
They were like, oh, what's this right here? The OnlyFans, huh? Huh?
They knew. I guarantee you they found out.
It was one of those things too. I remember at the time we're like, I get it, but also at the same time too, this is some bullshit, if that makes sense.
Like, and now she doesn't need them.
No, she's making a lot of money. Her and her husband, Tino Sabatelli, are doing their own podcast.
Who, was on WWE, got let go, got brought back,
and then
got let go again, showed up in the AEW. There was some belief that maybe he leaked some stuff.
He was a mole. That mole.
I would not be shocked.
No, I think he was sent there just to be a spy.
That, or he thought, hey, maybe this will get me back in WWE.
And it didn't.
I don't even think he's still wrestling anymore.
Oh, he's retired. He's more just like, I'm going to be with my wife.
I think he got hurt.
He did. I remember he used to team with Riddick Moss for a little bit.
Riddy Mo,
Madcap Mo.
Which he was getting over and they let him go.
Yeah, and him and Emma are having a kid, which is awesome.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for them.
I always thought Emma was incredible. Was an incredible talent.
When they brought her back, like, all right, I was excited, and she was used, but not. Then they started putting her with her husband, and I'm just like, all right, and then they let her go. But I'm like, my thing is too, what always screwed up her career is that the Emelina thing is the one thing that really fucked her over. Like, I hated the.
They kept going back and forth, like, hey, she's this, no, she's that.
Or she's going to debut this. She's going to be that. And the problem is
they turned her into the female version of Veer.
Veer is coming. Oh, that was around that time too when they okay, now I got to ask you about this. Mr. Veer is coming. Remember also around this time they put him and Shanky back together with Jinder? What were your thoughts on Jinder, Veer, and Shanky? And
they hindered Jinder.
They hindered the Jinder in NXT. It was fucking Veer. It was what was it? Shanky and what was it? Whatever the other guys. I think it was Shanky. No, it was Shanky, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you had a lot of people going there, and it just...
We're not talking about Shanky's Whip Irish whiskey.
No, we're talking about Indus Sher from the WWE. It was Veer. It was friggin'...
Didn't one of them leak when Keith Lee beat Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Didn't one of them, like, put it online, like, when they weren't supposed to?
Yes. So, Indus Sher, managed by Jinder. It was not Shanky. The other guy was a... I just had him. Sangha. So it was Veer and Sangha, and I think Sangha was the one who leaked by accident Keith Lee.
And by the time he realized it and tried to take it down, they're like,
no.
Internet's forever, buddy.
Internet's forever, Sangha. But like I said, they tried even with them because they feuded with the Creed brothers for a little bit, and that was cool. It was fine. They're giving people places to work and stuff. So I think when you really think of NXT from then to now, it was we have to do stuff to like help elevate these people, but also incorporate people from NXT UK. And I thought the big plus that helped them was bringing people from the main roster down. Because if you remember, like they started really promoting. Remember when AJ Styles wrestled against Grayson Waller, and like how good that match was. Like, what do you think of people like AJ coming down, and then you see all these people coming down to work with the NXT people, and now they're going across brands too now. So what do you think?
I mean, we got Mr. Iguana.
Yep.
Which I love that dude.
He's great. Like, he's a top character.
Vikingo, which, digging him. Now, it was reported recently that Vikingo was scanned for WWE 2K26.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, they would be stupid not to include them.
Well, do you like what he's doing now with Omos?
Oh, yeah. It makes sense. Like, the Vikingo we have now is not who he used to be because, he's had some injuries.
Yeah.
But, we got Dom as, the mega champion, which that belt is still the ugliest fucking thing in the world.
Oh, man, yeah. But
it looks like a toy.
Can I ask you about Dom with NXT? I got to say, one of the greatest North American title runs. The heat that he got with the title was great. Like, him as the North American champion, was one of the best runs of that.
Oh, yeah. Who did he ultimately drop it to?
Back to Trick.
And then didn't he beat Trick?
Yes, and then he lost to Dragon Lee.
And then Dragon Lee got squashed by Oba.
Yes, and the NXT breakout thing. Yep, I remember. That's the thing.
And then he lost it to fucking Tony D'Angelo.
Then he lost it to Tony D. That's my thing too. I think even like
who lost it to Spears, who lost it to fucking Ricky Saints.
And then Ricky Saints lost it to Ethan Page.
You know, I would have thought Ethan would. Ethan, honestly, I think is the best thing NXT's got going right now.
His gimmick is great. Like I'm looking for, like him and Moose was really good. And now they're doing the stuff where it's just like, you know what, I'll take on anybody. I mean, you have Sol Ruka, who's done great, Zarya. You have a lot of people that have come up within the last 2 years that have really been killing it. And I mean, from where they were, and I'll say this about NXT 2.0 to now, from where they were, getting out of the Bruce Pritchard stink, putting Shawn Michaels in there, from 2022 to where we are in 2026, it's been a hell of a 4 years, dude.
Oh, yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing where they go from here.
Honestly, this is what it should have been, like working with I mean, now that Vince is not doing a part of that, we discussed, like, you know, Vince, we touched upon those text messages earlier, but I think the fact that you're letting Shawn do this, you're letting them rebuild from where they were. I think this is what NXT always should have been. Let's work with like the other companies. Let's have that relationship. Let's have them intertwined within the brand so the people on the main roster fans know who they are. And that's the perfect formula.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm digging it.
I'm digging it too, man. And I got to say, if you were to really look at NXT as we close this thing up, because I know we kind of gave you all the news. We gave you all of our thoughts of all these amazing things going on in wrestling and hoping for a better 2026. If you were to tell me that NXT is still, like you mentioned, the fork in the road, but really has become hotter than what we originally got with that bum-ass logo, would you have thought it would have been as great as it is now?
No,
not at all. If we had still gone with that logo, I think this would be a whole different conversation.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for the future.
Me too.
And speaking of the future, Mike, what do we have for the fine people for this upcoming season?
Well, to quote the late great Road Warrior Hawk. First of all, it is great to be back and touching upon NXT and our thoughts and news on professional
reunited, and it feels so good.
Thank you, Peaches. Thank you, Herb. It's one of those things where we gave y'all everything today. We gave you NXT, we gave you our thoughts on superstars, and we gave you a whole lot of professional wrestling talk because it's what we do, and it's what we love to do, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
That's what we do.
So our next episode of Season 6, we are going to be looking at the saga of Broken Matt Hardy.
And it'll be wonderful!
So we're going to talk about the origins of the Broken Matt Hardy character, the debut in 2016, the Broken Hardys. We're going to talk about Woken Matt Hardy, the Deleter of Worlds, and then we'll even talk about some of the recent stuff like we saw with the Broken Hardys in Dark State, bringing it back in TNA. So we're going to touch upon, we're going to get broken in our next episode here on Uncaged Season 6. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And Dan, let's talk about it. Where can we follow you on social media? Promote the Pundit. Go ahead, man.
So I'm doing some new stuff with the Pundit. I just got a new intro recorded by Max Wrestling's own Dazzy Lee. That should be dropping this weekend. I'm going to be doing some fun stuff. The theme was done by our good buddy Robert Davis.
Shout out, Rob.
Mike has seen the video. He's heard the intro.
Whew. It's fire.
It's amazing, you know, and I cannot thank both of them enough. It really is such good shit, bro.
It's such good shit.
Bro.
Did you also want to plug the TSK? What do you guys got coming on with the TSK?
The last show we did was World's End. I think we're talking about doing something for TNA, you know, their AMC debut, which I'm stoked for.
Me too. Like Hardy's and the Righteous for the TNA tag title. Like, give me some of that. Oh,
it's going to be a righteously good match.
It absolutely will be. I see what you did there. But can we just say on a side note, like you mentioned earlier, I'm so happy that TNA got this deal. They're off of Access, and everybody can see him now. It's good. Like, the future's bright for TNA, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's only up from here. Like, you got people that could carry that company, like Mike Santana.
Yep.
You heard me say it years ago when he was with AEW. The guy has got it. He's got that it factor. You got the Hardys that are putting over new talent, like younger talent, which I think is great. You got the Righteous. I'm stoked for. You got Leon Slater, who was killing it at 21 years old. He had an amazing match with Obafemi this week.
That friggin' main event of New Year's Evil was awesome. It was great. Like, him and Oba tore it up, man.
Oh yeah, and we had that match with him and Javon Evans versus AJ and Dragon Lee. A month back, great match.
Absolutely.
And this kid is 21 years old, youngest X Division champion of all time.
Same age as Javon. Like, he's great. Like, that's all you can really say. Like, such a young prodigy from the UK, man. I agree. Like, I've always said this. I think you can agree with me, especially what's going on now, not just the NXT TNA relationship. Dude, don't sleep on TNA because it's really, really good.
I'll do you one better. Don't sleep on professional wrestling.
Exactly. There's a lot of things on the upswing. Let's stay positive. Let's have a good 2026 because right now the whole 2026 has kind of been a little bumpy.
Wrestle Kingdom was great.
Friggin' Hiroshi Tanahashi and Okada.
Dude, that was sad.
Right here in the heartstrings. This man's crying at the end of the match. Oh, man. That friggin' ceremony was beautiful, man.
It was. It would have been great to have Nakamura there.
Yeah.
But
we got a tribute.
Hi, Uncle Paul.
Uncle Paul. Well, we got a tribute. We did get him to do a Bumbaye, a little Kinshasa. So that was cool.
That was nice. It's Tanahashi. He's been compared to John Cena as the Japanese John Cena.
Cenahashi.
And would have been cool to see something between the two of them. But at the end of the day, you can't focus on what was. You got to look at what we have and make the best of it, and that's the great thing. Professional wrestling really is on an upswing. We do a lot here. We got more shows coming with our good brother, Paul Morales. Shout out to him. And who else has some good shows going on? Why, this good guy right here. Michael, what do you got cooking in the kitchen?
I'm about to tell y'all what I'm whipping up, but I have to mention this because he mentioned Santana. All right, since you mentioned World's End.
Not the guitar player, Santana, by the way.
Mike Santana, not Smooth and with Rob Thomas.
Not Carlos Santana.
No, not Black Magic Woman. So what were your thoughts on Ortiz coming back at World's End? What are they doing? Him and Eddie Kingston as a team again?
I guess. Cool.
All right. Are you excited to see Ortiz again or kind of?
I'm just a big fan of Eddie Kingston. So whenever he's on my TV, I'm cool.
Yeah. So, but
I'd like to see him as AEW World Champion.
But, hey, we can only hope. But what you can hope for is some more great shows. Subscribe to the S&M Network Shows YouTube channel. Check out Uncaged Season 6 and Seasons 1 through 5 with my main man, Daniel Crimmins here. Check out the RWT podcast with Daniel Crimmins, Paul Morales, and I. We will be recording another one very, very soon. You can check out Deep into the Heart of Wrestling with myself, Nicola MacDonald, the Demoness, and Robert Davis. You can check out the Steve and Mike Show. We have a new episode that just dropped on that end. Some pop culture, the LFC podcast on the Mike with Mike. You will not be disappointed with all the shows we have on the S&M Network Shows YouTube channel. And if you want to check me out on Twitter, it's SM Show 1 or MCL92, Larkin_92, M Larkin MB on the Instagram. Dan, I will pay you back for that cat tax because we saw that cat up in there. What's up, cat? And you can check out StephenMikeShow.com and LFCfights.com for all my links and the LFC podcast. So with that being said, for Daniel Crimmins, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you.
I will pay you.
We'll pay you, and thank you all so much.
We won't pay you.
No, we won't pay you. But thank you so much for checking out the first edition, the first episode of Season 6. We will see you next time.